Welcome to the Rooftop Podcast. I'm your host, Sean McManama. This is my co-host, Cody Kunkel. And we got our special guest today, and Lorenzo DeVita.
What's going on, Rooftop?
Yeah, how you doing today,
I'm
Lorenzo?
doing all right. About to throw in a fucking hammer. Get ready to talk about some football.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so in today's episode, it's going to be a good one. We got a lot to get to. We're going to talk about our draft recap. Every grade for each team that we think that's coming up in this offseason that they had. Also our winners and losers from the offseason. Where will Des Bryant land? And something to note, Lorenzo is a huge New England Patriots fan.
Damn right.
Yeah, fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, anyways, he's going to give his take on the whole Bill Belichick and Tom Brady dilemma and what he thinks going forward with the Patriots in their offseason. And
nothing but greatness.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's get to it. So, Cody, with the pick of the Cleveland Browns, with Baker Mayfield and Denzel Ward, what do you think of those picks? How surprised were you? What's your take on it?
Well, I wasn't very surprised that day after I got the leak from Mel Kiper or something who said that the fucking pick was happening. So, it was the longest I think we've ever gone without the number one pick being revealed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it was something.
Okay, and then what do you think of Denzel Ward, Lorenzo, going number 4?
It was interesting. It was definitely an area that the Browns, need to improve in, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know. They definitely could have drafted somebody else.
Okay, so here's my take on it. They fucked it up, all right? The Browns had one time to get it right, where they had 2 picks in the top 5. So I know that everything got leaked out with Josh Allen and his tweets from a 14-year-old when he was 14 years old.
Yeah, you should probably delete your Twitter.
Yeah, that's
everyone.
Yeah, everyone should delete their Twitter before they go and play college sports and get into pros. So as far as Baker Mayfield, I've never been a fan of him. I get he's accurate. I get that he's a proven winner, and he's somebody who drives for success. So that to me is all the tools. But I don't see him as this quarterback 10 years down the line, and we're looking at saying he's the savior of the Browns. He's 6 foot. He was a walk-on in college. Give or take whatever you want to feel about that.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Okay, and I can understand that. So I've never been in love with him. I would have taken Josh Rosen. I think 3-4 years from now.
He said he didn't want to play for the Browns.
Okay, but Jim Kelly didn't want to take.
He said he doesn't want to play for the Browns.
Okay, but Jim Kelly didn't want to play for the Bills.
Yeah.
And guess what? 4 Super Bowl appearances.
Well, John Elway didn't want to play for the Broncos.
No, he didn't want to play for the Colts.
The Colts.
Yeah.
And Eli didn't want to play for the Chargers.
Okay, well, that didn't work out. But as far as that, I would have taken Josh Rosen at number 1. I think he was your best.
That's dumb. He's Sam Bradford.
You think he's Sam Bradford?
Yep.
I guess time will tell,
Beautiful
but no.
thrower with some injury history.
Okay, so he adds on.
His knees are made out of paper mache too,
yep.
or
Sam Bradford's gonna teach him how to get those $20 million contracts.
Okay,
He's got any potential.
Well, he might be the best 7-on-7 quarterback of all time. Anyways,
that's something.
So before we get to the number 4 pick, let's go with the Giants. Like I said going in earlier, I was scared as hell of Saquon Barkley going number 2 to the Giants because as an Eagles fan, I can't imagine what the next 5 years are going to be like. We're going to have to deal with Saquon. I feel like he's going to get 100 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving, and a kickoff return every game. So what's your opinion on that, Cody?
I like what they did, drafting Saquon Barkley. It's smart for reloading one last run for Eli Manning. I guess give him that. Plus, they got that Will Hernandez guy, and it seems like they're going to make their offense a lot more balanced instead of some pass-happy bullshit they've been.
Mm-hmm. No, and as far as Willie Hernandez, that's a good pick at 34. I'm a big fan of them, beefing up that offensive line, getting that guard, seeing what he can do. What do you think of the pick of, Tom Brady's daddy and Eli Manning and surviving? And
his former daddy.
Yeah, his former daddy.
Then he left him.
I can't stand Eli Manning at all. But no, the Barkley pick is really good by the Giants. They haven't really had a solid runner since, I don't know, Brandon Jacobs maybe.
Oh,
Shit,
man.
I don't know.
He was decent.
Yeah.
Well, Pro Bowl. Who was their last Pro Bowl running back?
I think
Tiki
Amon
Barber?
Branch. Yeah, Tiki Barber.
Yeah,
probably.
so.
Now, what I will say, though, is as far as the running back position, what do you think of taking that at number 2?
just seems like a fuck it kind of thing. I mean, they could have done what the Colts had done, and that would have made it a lot better, but Barkley probably wouldn't have fallen that far. So I think they just got their guy.
Okay, they got their guy?
Yeah,
okay.
I agree.
Now, number 3, the New York Jets. They finally get their quarterback.
Yeah.
And who else? Let's get a quarterback from the USC Trojans.
Yeah.
Another one.
I don't think they learned the lesson.
Listen, here's my take. I'm going to interrupt everybody because I just want to talk about Sam Darnold. I think he's an offseason away from being overweight. Okay? That is my absolute take on him. Have you guys seen him? Like, it seems like he's an offseason away from just being overweight.
So is he like the next Matt Leonard?
Maybe Roethlisberger.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's an offseason away from being Ben Roethlisberger. But is he good like Roethlisberger? No.
He's in a division against the Patriots. He's in a world of. He's going to be in a world of hurt, buddy.
Yeah. And aside from that, I think that everybody says it. Everybody knows it. Sam Darnold's a safe pick. You know.
Yeah.
For a couple of
Maybe
years.
that's enough. If you build your team good enough, you're getting yourself a safe pick and a quarterback for 8 years, 10 years, whatever it will be. That could be all right. But what's your take on it, Cody?
Yeah, I just think the whole entire USC angle. I wouldn't trust that. I don't trust USC players in general. They always seem to be busts.
Yeah. Okay. And Lorenzo, what do you think of Sam Darnold? Overall, what are the Jets? What do you think of the Jets' future? How's it looking?
I think, well, first of all, I think the Jets actually had a pretty good offseason. Definitely drafting Darnold was something that, boosted that offseason. I think the Jets had a pretty good draft overall. Regardless, he's in the AFC East, so.
Look at that cocky.
He's going to be playing against the Patriots twice a year.
Yeah, but
I think the Jets are going to be a better team with him. Maybe not right away, but, eventually I think he'll be okay.
Okay.
I can see him being like Andy Dalton, he'll
that's what I was good at.
He'll get them 8 or 9 wins and then be a 500 quarterback. He'll do just enough, but he was a turnover machine his last year at USC, dude. He threw a lot of picks,
and I understand that. I mean, whatever. I think he did lose a lot of USC college players on his offensive line from the year before, give or take.
True.
But whatever, moving on. Let's talk about the Browns' number 4 pick, the most surprising pick to me in the NFL draft, at number 4 with Bradley Chubb on the board. What's your take?
Well, I saw Mike Patton said that Myles Garrett had a really good pass rush last year, and they just couldn't cover enough. So I like his little take there. Maybe they did need a cornerback, but maybe they did draft for need. But fuck it.
Okay, and your take?
We'll see how it pans out. I mean, it couldn't have hurt them to draft a corner. Maybe I agree with you. They should have taken a running back. I mean, but at the same time, you'll just have to wait and see. You never know.
Yeah, so, okay, this is my big thing. The Browns fucked it all up. For one, you have Bradley Chubb on the board. The best or second best player in the draft, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to add Myles Garrett and Bradley Chubb, your 1-2 duo pass rush, okay? That's 15 sacks from Myles Garrett, 10 sacks from Bradley Chubb, 25 altogether. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. At height, that's probably what you're going to look at. And as far as cornerback position, I think this team really needs to build some identity. Now, obviously, in today's NFL, cornerback is a premier position. But what I'm saying is, next year there's a Ronald Darby on free agency. Or there's always free agent corners you can go after, get them in the second or third round. And I don't even think Denzel Ward's the best cornerback in the draft. I would have went with the guy who went to the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And, Jerry Alexander from Louisville. I think he was the best corner overall. But I guess it's wait and we'll see. Now, if Denzel Ward becomes an all-pro corner for them, then I will completely...
You should eat horse shit.
I'm not going to eat horse shit. But I will concede what I said about that. But number 5, let's talk about the Broncos.
Yeah, that's going to be a great pick.
You think that's a good pick?
Oh, big times, dude.
Okay, so you think that 1-2 pass rush duo, everything I just said about what the Browns could have had,
that the Broncos now have.
Yeah. What's your take on it, Cody?
Well, it seems like they're going to try and recreate that Denver D that they had in that Super Bowl. And that's not a bad idea, but I feel like they should have taken the guard to protect Case Keenum because he's going to fuck up, and then it's just not even going to matter that they have this great defense.
Okay, now, I understand that. What have you thought about taking a quarterback there with Allen on the board, Rosen on the board?
They could have.
They could.
But I think they're completely sold on Case Keenum.
There we go. There you have it for the Denver Broncos. They're sold on Case Keenum.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's
They gotta protect their franchise.
If they weren't, yeah, if
2
they
years.
weren't, if they weren't
Their
sold on
franchise
him,
for 2 years.
if they weren't sold on him, they had the chance to get Rosen. But
Also-
they didn't.
Yeah.
I think Bradley Chubb's going to replace Von Miller in like 5 years. And
5
they're,
years.
like,
Yeah,
cover trade.
that makes sense. That makes sense with the timeline. Now let's move to the Colts. I personally think the Colts had maybe the best draft. I'm not going to say best draft, but I'm going to say the top 3 draft. First off, you get Quentin Nelson. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows how good he is.
He's already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's already a Hall of Famer. You said it. You heard it first at the rooftop. As far as the next pick, they went out and got another guard in Brendan Smith from Auburn. Now, that's just everybody knows what this is about. You got a $150 million man in Andrew Luck. Let's
Can't even pick up a football.
he can't even pick up a football. But let's protect him. Let's protect our franchise. And then right before that, you went on defense. You got Darius Leonard from South Carolina State, excuse me. So obviously their defense is like what? The worst defense we've all ever seen.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, so it's something that they definitely addressed with the linebacker position. They got 2 guards, and then later in the second round, they went out and got Tyquan Lewis, defensive end out of Ohio State. He is something maybe they'll get a pass rush out of. They haven't had any pass rushers since Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney. So, you got some high picks in the second round. You had 3 second rounders. You took advantage of that, and you also got maybe the top 3 player in the draft. Now let's move on to one of the biggest trades in the Buffalo Bills moving up to get the quarterback. What do you think of Josh Allen?
Well, I can tell you right now, LaShawn McCoy is not going to like him.
And those of you listening who don't know this, Josh Allen actually, when he was 14 years old, this is why we were saying in the beginning of the episode, delete your Twitter. And we all know it's not right, no matter what, to have racist tweets, however old you are or young. So do you think that is the reason he fell number 7 instead of going 1 to the Browns or 3 or 2?
Yeah, I think it's a good theory.
You think it's a good theory?
I think they were probably going to take Allen, and then that happened, so they took Baker Mayfield.
Okay, so that's what you think the Browns took Baker Mayfield because of Josh Allen's Twitter from 7 years ago.
That is my theory.
Okay, that's your theory. And overall, Lorenzo, what do you think of the Bills trading out to get their guy, though? Aside from all the Twitter and everything going on, what's your take on the Bills not trading both their first-round picks but still being able to move up and get Josh Allen?
Oh, I mean, I think that they're completely sold on Josh Allen or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean,
What's his name?
he's got talent. He's got a big arm. Couldn't complete very many passes.
That's okay. That's all you need
in
in the
college.
NFL.
But
Yeah.
you know what?
58% completion percentage.
It worked for Jamarcus
He's gonna
No,
be who's who did the Bills get in free agency? AJ McCarron.
Yeah.
Who Josh or whatever his name, the guy. Yeah,
AJ McCarron. Yep.
He tweeted about his girlfriend or whatever. So
Oh,
that should be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna have great team chemistry with this guy.
Yeah, right off the bat, he's just
One
getting
big
along
happy family.
with the fucking Northwestern guy.
The Bills did it on purpose, man. The Bills, and you know what? Also, he's on the Bills. Guess who he's gonna have to play twice a year? The Patriots.
Oh, no.
There
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No.
Yeah. Look at these Patriots fans.
Stephon Gilmore's
Stroking
gonna
off their
pick his
fucking-
ass off.
Oh,
Often.
Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, Gilmore.
$60 million. Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So let's move on. The Chicago Bears. At number 8, they went out and got Raquan Smith, linebacker out of Georgia. What do you think of that pick?
He's going to be the next great Bears linebacker.
Yeah.
Probably going to go in the Hall of Fame.
And what did I say? No, I got the pick wrong. Tremaine Edwards who, in our mock draft, who, by the way, our mock draft, it didn't go so well. But,
I got the 2 picks right, though.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I can
so we-
forget about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit here and
anyways, with the Browns pick, I had the right idea. Like I said, let's get back to the Chicago Bears and their defense, right? Well, they went out and got Raquan Smith. I think overall that's a good pick. They felt a lot of needs in free agency this year with surrounding Mitchell Trubisky with their offensive weapons. And then, They went out, they got some defenders, and then with their second round pick, they got James Daniels, center out of Iowa. He should help bolster that interior offensive line. So I do like what they did overall in their draft. But let's move on. What do you guys think with the Niners going number 9, getting that tackle from Notre Dame?
Well, I guess it shouldn't be too surprising that Kyle Shanahan is trying to build this elite offense out here in San Francisco. And I think they're just going to win with that. And I'm sure next year they'll start loading up on weapons for Jimmy G because Pierre Garçon can only do so much.
Yeah, that's true. Pierre Garçon, what the hell has he done lately? And as far as that, yeah, they got the offensive tackle, but I also liked what they did later on in the draft. They went out and got that returner in the second round. Excuse me, what's his name? Do we have his name on here? Dante Pettis.
Punt returner.
Yeah, he's a punt returner. Maybe the next Devin Hester. You heard it first on the rooftop. But as far as that, you get another weapon to your special teams. We don't know what he's going to be at receiver. So overall, I think they had a decent draft. They went out and got a linebacker from BYU. I'll be honest with you, in the third round, I'm not very sold on BYU linebackers. I don't know why. I've never been a fan of what BYU linebackers done, but we'll see. Number 10, Arizona Cardinals. What do you think, Josh Rosen?
Well, I think Sam Bradford's feelings are obviously hurt with this pick. Last time.
Yeah, but so is Rosen's.
Yeah, well, they can go cry in a corner together.
And then they can start Mike Glennon.
Also, I think the Cardinals don't like mobile quarterbacks. They just have something against them. Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer, Josh Rosen, Sam Bradford, Mike Glennon are all slow as shit. They're just, there's something that they just don't like.
Who does Mike Glennon look like? What is he, like
a balding,
blonde hair,
just
alien?
Yeah, some kind of alien.
He's an alien. Yeah, he's an alien.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, definitely. As far as the Dolphins, to me, this is a no-brainer pick. Let's go out. Let's get the best player. The guy who fell, Minka Fitzpatrick, defensive back out of Alabama. Listen, as far as like him going to the Dolphins, that's gonna be able to expand their defense. He's gonna look good next to Rashard Jones, their other safety. He's gonna be able to go in, play slot corner. He can play in the defensive front 7 if you want. So to me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, but who are the Dolphins exactly? Like,
who
are they?
They're a bunch of hard-working effort guys.
Yeah.
Because they got rid of all the team cancer, and they just went on, and J.J. won the Super Bowl.
Dolphins.
Yeah, they traded J.J.
Yep.
Yeah. I did hear with their 4th-round pick, they got another running back who they traded for J.J. He's a troublemaker, so that should work well.
So that makes sense. Let's get rid of all the guys who don't work hard, and then let's bring in troublemakers. That sounds like the John Gruden
How's your beer?
school of experience.
Orangey.
Now, okay, Buccaneers. I'm actually intrigued with what the Buccaneers did in this draft. I would say that, listen, their free agency, they made it a point that they had a weak defensive line. So let's go out, let's get Vinny Curry, let's trade for Jason Pierre-Paul, let's add a rotational player in Bo Allen, and then they're going to go and draft Vita Vea, my apologies, the best defensive tackle in the draft. So to me, obviously they're trying to follow what the Eagles did, what the Seahawks had, the best front line in the NFL. Aside from that, they had a huge hole in running back. They went out and got Ronald Jones from USC. Remained to be seen if he's going to be a scat back or a starter. But either way, you fill a need in the second round and you get good value.
Good for them for rebuilding that, defensive front, because in that division, man, just some really good running backs.
You're right, and quarterbacks.
Yeah,
just being able to get pressure.
I don't think they've ever had a pass rush, honestly.
Yeah, so now they're adding. Not that Vinny Curry's the best pass rusher, but he does.
He's better than something.
Oh, good take. As far as number 13 with the Washington Redskins. Hey, we got the pick right. We got the pick right.
Well, I got the pick
Yeah,
right.
Cody's first pick. Our first mock draft pick selection that was correct.
Yeah.
There you had it. It took 13 tries, and we finally got it. Come listen to us first at the Rooftop, and you'll be able to hear the best football knowledge in the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Stephen A. doesn't know what he's talking
Stephen
about.
A. Smith. That's blasphemy. I'm kidding. Oh, man. You don't get the show. What do you guys think of Deron Payne going 13 to the Washington Redskins?
Well, I think the Redskins still have their old GM's draft board because they copied that last year and took an Alabama D lineman, and so they just were like, hey, another Alabama D lineman, let's just take him again.
Okay.
Plus, it was probably crap because the guy had like 2 good games in college and they drafted him.
So, Alabama. Yeah, they always produce good NFL football players.
Yeah, overrated NFL players.
Yep.
Alabama.
Anyways, moving on. This to me was the stupidest thing the stupidest trade in the NFL was when the Saints moved up to get Marcus Davenport.
Yeah,
Now,
I was pretty sure they would take Lamar Jackson there.
yeah, I was 100% guaranteed that. Listen, the Saints had one of the best drafts of all time last year. Okay, and then this year they move up. They traded next year first round pick. Kudos to the Green Bay Packers, by the way, for getting value for that pick. Just to move up to get a pass rusher who, in my eyes, wasn't worth the 14th selection. I don't see what Marcus Davenport brings. I don't think he's going to be a 15-sack season kind of guy. Maybe that's not what they're going for, but they're obviously all in.
I'm just wondering if he can play right away. If he can, like, do that Derek Barnett role, that's not bad. I mean, I think everyone's just copying the Eagles, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're all trying to catch up.
Now, 15, the Raiders.
They suck at John Gruden sucks.
What do you think of a 6'9" tackle getting drafted to the Raiders?
I don't know.
No.
I don't have any thoughts of it.
Actually,
Okay, yeah. Well, there you heard it first.
It doesn't look too
John
bad
Gruden
now.
sucks? You don't think it looks too bad? Oh, because
yeah.
of Donald Penn.
Yeah, because he may have done domestic violence, but him and his wife say that it never happened.
Yeah. I don't know. I got no comment on any of that stuff. And they also made some trades for some receivers in this draft. We'll get to that later. Now, 16 with the Bills. I love this pick, getting Tremaine Edwards. Best player available left on the draft board. You go ahead and get your quarterback, okay? Now you get the vocal point of your defense, adding that middle linebacker. I think he's an athletic freak. He's perfect for their defense. He's going to be Sean McDermott's Shaq Thompson. So with my grade overall, I give the Bills an A draft. I'm not going to go ahead and give them an A+ because we don't know what Josh Allen will turn into. That's pretty much going to ride or die their draft board overall. But as far as the picks that they got, they did some right things. I think that they're definitely the team that's closest to the New England Patriots and competing for that division. I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're about a year away.
Think the Bills are going to make the playoffs 2 years in a row?
Nope.
No, they don't.
Nope. I think the Bengals are gonna take that spot this year.
You think so?
Possible.
Yep. I think fucking Marvin Lewis is gonna save his job for the 90th time.
Oh, back to the Bills though. They had a need at defensive tackle. They went out and got Harrison Phillips from Stanford in the 3rd round. I like that pick. Overall, I was a big fan of what the Bills did. But and I want to say, when I was listening to our podcast over with the Chargers, we called them the San Diego Chargers. They've been in LA for a year.
That's okay.
So-
No one remembers the Chargers. No one went to their games anyways.
Yeah.
They're going to be good, though, man.
You like the Derwin James pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the Chargers are going to definitely give KC a run for their money. Oakland, I don't even know what they're going to do this year. Who knows?
Okay.
But I do think San Diego is going to give Phillip Rivers a couple more good years before he hangs the cleats up. I think so. Their defense was good last year.
Yeah. But then, like, the usual Charger things that happen when all their players get hurt, and then the season just completely falls apart. And then Phillip Rivers is trying to drive down the field and win a game, and
There's another pick.
That
Some
division
guy
will
drops
be
the ball.
decided by like a 9-7 record, probably.
You're right.
So things are looking up for the Chargers now, but in 5 months, we'll see.
What do you think of the Packers pick? First, they move back. They get some extra picks. And overall, with the offseason, they've had a good offseason, getting Jimmy Grant, Muhammad Wilkerson. I don't know what to say about Deshaun Kaiser. That's probably terrible. But what do you think of their picking the quarterback from Louisville?
I didn't really do much research on him, so I honestly have nothing.
Okay. You heard it first here at the Rooftop.
They drafted a corner.
Yeah, they actually got a corner in the second round, too, and Josh Jackson, who I thought would go first. So they got 2 corners. And last year they got a corner in the draft in their first pick. So they now have...
that always happens. There's always like some corner supposed to go in the first round, then drops to the second round. And then he usually sucks.
Yeah,
well... So that's probably Josh Jackson this year. Good job, man. Josh.
Yeah, good job. As far as the Dallas Cowboys, what do you think of their linebacker?
I think this is Sean Lee's replacement.
I hate it. I hate the Cowboys. And, Chris, what do you think of it? Our other special guest who decided to come downstairs. What do you think of the Cowboys pick?
It's terrible because they had the chance to get Calvin Ridley, and they passed up on Ridley. That would have replaced Des Bryant. Potential right there.
You don't need receivers when you don't throw it to them.
What do you guys think the Cowboys season's going to look like next year?
A dumpster fire.
I think they're going to run the ball like 50 times a game with Dak and Zeke.
They're going to be a dumpster fire. That's what I think.
I hope they're a dumpster fire, but I think
the Giants are going to be on the rise. The Eagles are going to be great again. The Redskins, I have no idea. Alex Smith knows how to win games and lose them in the postseason, so we don't really know. I mean, Dak Prescott likes to overthrow receivers, and, the drama is behind Ezekiel Elliott, so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, the drama just goes with the Dallas Cowboys.
Very true.
Yeah.
Zeke Elliott's going to run the ball 1 billion times next year.
I can't blame him. Dak can't throw. He sucks.
Well, and that guy was a reach. What? Get Calvin Ridley. That's stupid.
Chris just doesn't like the pick, I guess.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for joining us, by the way. 25 minutes into the podcast. All right, moving on. Let's go to the Detroit Lions. Number 20, they got Frank Ragnow, center out of Arkansas.
Yeah, the first thing I noted about this pick was that it wasn't a running back. And then I also realized I don't know who their center is. So I'm going to say this was a good pick for them.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that. He's a center. He'll probably play 10 years in the NFL and we won't ever hear his name again.
But will he be a Hall of Famer? Probably not.
Yeah.
He's not Quentin Nelson.
Yeah, I thought they passed up on some guards there. There were some good guards, I thought, taken in the second round by the Giants with their guard. I forget his name, but yeah, I thought he was
Willie Hernandez.
Yeah, Willie Hernandez.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Bengals, 21. Billy Price, center. Another pick that I just don't care about, but it'll probably be good.
Typical Bengal pick.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Titans, Rashawn Evans, linebacker, Alabama. What do you think of that?
I think we got this pick right in our mock draft. Specifically, I did by saying that Mike Vrabel was going to take a linebacker, and look what he fucking did. He took a fucking linebacker. So I'm a fucking genius.
They also, I actually liked what the Titans did with their draft. They got Luke Falk at quarterback. He's a developmental guy. Overall, they had a good offseason. They got the offensive coordinator who was over at the Rams, Matt LaFleur, my apologies.
yeah, they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on. Let's go to the Patriots. Now, Lorenzo, this is all you. What do you think of Isaiah Wynn, offensive lineman coming out of Georgia? And were you surprised they didn't take Lamar Jackson there?
I was a little surprised they didn't take Lamar Jackson, but truthfully, I thought Lamar Jackson was going to fall towards the bottom of the draft. I was extremely surprised when they didn't take him with the 31st pick, but I mean, I think he's going to be a bust anyways, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
Isaiah Wynn?
Yeah, what do you think of that? He could play tackle and guard.
Yeah, well, the Patriots like players like that. They like versatility. I think the guy is going to be a ideal replacement to Nate Solder, who went to the Giants, Well,
and they also got Trent Brown from the 49ers, who's going to fit great in that offense with Tom Brady pass protecting. Their run game's just like shit every year.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
Mike Gillislee.
when he's going to be good, you need somebody that's going to be able to protect a 41-year-old quarterback. I mean, So I think it was a solid draft pick.
You liked it. Okay.
Yeah, nothing exciting, but definitely.
Not a sexy pick, yeah.
No, but it was definitely at the top of their needs that they got right away. So
and to me, that shows you that Bill Belichick's committed to Tom Brady. Obviously, I mean, overall.
Well, he doesn't have any choice now. He doesn't have Jimmy G anymore.
No. He went all in on him. But he still got, who's the backup?
Mr. Clean.
Oh, Mr. Clean.
Brian Hoyer, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best.
God bless the Patriots.
Mr. Clean.
They did draft a quarterback.
He wasn't the guy from Richmond, was he? Who was that guy?
He's from LSU.
Yeah, he was the LSU guy. So that's not promising.
He's an SEC quarterback.
Yes.
We can just forget about him.
Yeah. Hope tears ACL or something.
Yeah, I remember watching that. Yeah, wow. Didn't they play 2 quarterbacks in college?
What does LSU ever do? They just run the ball.
They scored 0 points in the national championship game, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Cody, what do you think of DJ Moore going to the Carolina Panthers? Wide receiver.
I think it's another receiver for Cam Newton to overthrow.
Okay.
But maybe he will be fast enough to chase down those balls.
Well, Torrey Smith is fast.
Yeah, but he also likes to drop passes sometimes too. Not his fault. He's a good guy. I respect him.
To me, I think the Panthers are headed for a rude awakening. I don't think they had a good offseason. I don't like the Torrey Smith trade, even though that didn't work out for the Eagles. $5 million a year to play wide receiver. Not a big fan of what he can do. I saw about 50 drops as an Eagles fan.
I like this playoff
and as a 49ers fan.
Oh, yeah, Chris is a Niners fan. As far as their offseason, DJ Moore, to me, it sounds like a good pick now, but I feel like 2-3 seasons from now, we're going to be looking a Maryland wide receiver who just didn't do anything.
I've heard that a couple times.
Yeah. Let's move on. So we're going with the Baltimore Ravens. And at number 25, Hayden Hurst, tight end out of South Carolina, a.k.a. Thor.
Yeah, they're really loading up on those tight ends, and it just seems like it's another check down target for Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
But I was confused when he wasn't from Alabama. I don't know what Ozzie Newsome was thinking. Maybe he had a brain aneurysm at that point. It sucks that, in his final draft, he just couldn't get those Alabama players. I feel really bad for him.
He did get 2 in the later draft.
I know, but not in the first round. Like, how is he going to... It's not a good way to rep your school.
What do you think of Falcons getting Calvin Ridley at 26, who is probably supposed to be going into the draft as the number 1 receiver?
I saw that coming a mile away, honestly.
Oh, yeah. No, they have a great threat now with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley.
Another reason why.
Oh, yeah, Austin Hooper. He's a good tight end. And their 2 running backs.
Coleman and Freeman.
And they got that defense who was young 2 years ago, who are now entering their prime. Watch out. Falcons, I mean, honestly.
They'll be up there with the Saints, man. It'll be back and forth, I think, between those two. That's another reason why the Panthers are going to be in the toilet.
Yeah, you're right. And I think the Falcons are actually better in the long run than the Saints. Mm-hmm. Totally because of quarterback. Mm-hmm. And
yeah, once they get rid of their offensive coordinator,
Steve Sarkisian.
They should be good as new.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this contract year for Matty Ice?
They'll get him done.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's gonna do great, and they're gonna pay him.
Oh yeah. They're gonna he's already been paid though, so I bet you they're gonna try to pay him, but still have enough wiggle room so that way they can keep their guys back. Biggest surprise pick of the draft, Seahawks, Rashard Penny. What do you think of it? Running back out of San Diego State?
I think this is why they trade out of the first round every year, because they always just end up fucking up and taking guys who don't even belong in the first round.
Yeah, they're just trying to replace Marshawn Lynch, and they can't.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, you gotta get an offensive line before you can replace Marshawn.
I know. They keep fucking forgetting. They're like the opposite of the Cowboys.
They literally have one problem.
I think they took one in the 5th round. They just ignore it.
Okay, so
Russell Wilson just run all over the place, I guess.
So I want to get to the Pittsburgh Steelers. First off,
fuck them.
They went out and got Tremaine Edwards' brother, Terrell Edmonds, out of Virginia Tech safety. He had a 3rd round grade on him. They took him in the 1st round. They had a need at safety, But I think everybody knows at this point that you don't draft for need. You draft best player available.
Yeah, otherwise you end up like the Browns.
Yeah, and they went out. I mean, maybe he'll be a good player. Maybe it's an absolute steal.
Didn't
He can
Steelers
come down
got
and play linebacker.
Yeah, he's versatile.
Steelers got Marcus Allen too, didn't they?
Yeah, in the
Penn
5th round,
State?
Penn State.
So
Yeah.
they got 2 safeties right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they
Who's their
suck.
safety right now on the roster?
Morgan Burnett and
The ghost of Troy Polamalu.
yeah, the ghost of Troy Polamalu. Now, what do you guys think of the Martavis Bryant going to the Oakland Raiders?
I don't know, but I think like our good friend
Yeah,
had some good words to say.
So what we're about to play you is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan thought on the Martavis Bryant trade.
Wants to do, that's what Martavis wants to do. You know, we put up with this bullshit for a while. We really have. All right, obviously you have a little bit of a problem. If you want to put that above the team, then you go ahead and put that above the team. Get the fuck out of here. So I'm sorry, man. Martavis, I love you. I fucking love you, dog. All right? But obviously there's something going on. We gotta put the team first. And Steelers base return. Well, I tell you what, in a few months we'll get over it because we have the best fucking receiving corner.
And there you have it. That is denial right there at its finest. Martavis Bryant traded for a 3rd round pick to the Oakland Raiders.
Dumbasses, John Gruden.
Yeah. The Jaguars, let's get through this real fast. The Jaguars, you know, they went with what a lot of teams are trying to do. They already have a top 3 defensive linemen in the league, defensive line rotation. They went out and got another one. So,
Yep.
yeah.
They're just copying the Eagles.
Yeah, they're just copying the Eagles, Super Bowl champions.
Eagles
You're
are-
right.
Do you think it's because they're not going to be able to pay one of those other guys?
Well, I
that
think
they
in a
have?
year, Marcel Darius is gone.
Yeah, that's
Malik
that's
Jackson's possible.
one of their future replacements.
Dante Fowler. So yeah, they're retooling when they already have a good. But
Good for
yeah,
them.
Yeah. Vikings. Were you surprised they didn't take an offensive lineman?
Yeah, a little bit. But I think Mike Zimmer, he likes his corners. Terrence Newman, he turns about 100 years old next year, so got to replace him eventually.
Yep.
Gotta
Yeah,
get-
he's coming back.
He's like 40 now or 39 or something.
He's coming back.
Just keeps on trucking.
16th season.
Fuck it. New England Patriots, 31, Sony Michel. What do you think of it?
Just another running back to add to the roster, man. I do like him though. I mean, I think he could be a game changer for the Patriots, but I really wanted them to draft defense with this pick, but they didn't.
Yeah. But they got another running back to catch 50
Who would
catches.
you like them to draft on the defensive side?
Well, I wanted them to draft a linebacker. Honestly, no names come out to me.
Like a Harold Landry kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a pass rusher. They could have got a pass rusher, but
That's what I
Something
thought
that they
they were gonna
desperately
take.
need.
well, what do you think of Lamar Jackson not going there?
Honestly,
Did that surprise you at 31?
it did surprise me, but then again, it just goes to show you the faith in Tom Brady playing until he's like 50
Oh
years
my
old.
God!
you know?
Oh my! The faith
He's-
in Tom Brady.
He's the GOAT, man. He
Yeah.
I don't know.
honestly
He has that diet. He's like superhuman.
yeah, he
Yeah.
eats like grass or something. I don't fucking know.
eats
He also
grass,
knows how
and you know
to
what?
use
He's healthy. He's still great. He's an MVP. He's the
Legendary.
greatest of all time.
He's
He's
not
Tom
the greatest
Brady. He's
right
Tom
now.
Terrific.
Yeah. Anyways, 32. Baltimore Ravens. The Eagles trading out, getting Lamar Jackson. What do you think of the Baltimore's draft?
I think, getting Lamar Jackson is like a nice change up from Joe Flacco because I think they're just kind of sick of him. They're sick of Kyle Bowler. Steve McNair had some success, and I think they want to go back to just running the ball
I think
with their quarterback.
I think Lamar Jackson, there's going to be a lot of hype to it. I think Flacco's going to start out the year like garbage, Flacco is garbage.
Classic.
Yep, and I think that Ravens fans and the NFL is literally just going to be looking to push Joe Flacco out of the starting role, and Lamar Jackson, there's going to be hype around him, so...
Maybe that Joe Flacco is the next Patriots quarterback after Tom Brady retires next
God,
year.
I hope not.
Yep. And I think that was a great trade for the Eagles.
Yeah,
because they were going to get that same guy that they probably got in the 2nd round. Plus, they got another pick out of it,
Right.
which they got to work well
Right.
with what all their picks they got.
Right. And I want to talk about the Eagles in a little bit. But I will say with the Ravens, our friend Dalton, he was a huge fan of the Lamar Jackson pick. And as far as that, Ozzie Newsome did a great job just trading back, getting picks, but still getting the guys he wanted. They had a need at tight end. And honestly, it was huge for them to move on with Joe Flacco in a year or two. You go out, you get your future, okay? You sit, you learn. You also have RG3 there to whisper in his ear how not to be a bust. Yeah.
True.
Or tear your ACL, whichever one.
Yeah, maybe try not to be like all about yourself.
Yeah.
Be a humble man.
Yeah, be a humble man. Exactly.
Like,
they also, I loved what they did with the draft and getting all those picks and everything, and we'll see what happens with the Ravens moving forward. Now let's on to the Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. What do you think of their draft, Cody?
I liked it. They just took a bunch of athletes this year instead of last year, where they took a bunch of like non-athletes. But they did win a Super Bowl last year.
Mm-hmm. So here's my take on the Eagles. Next year is going to be a lot of problems when you're going to have to start paying players, a.k.a. Carson Wentz. As far as what they did is they moved out of the first round. They got a second-round pick, moved up a couple spots in the fourth round, and they got a next year second. So they have 3 picks in the first 90 picks next year. Next year's draft class is loaded. So they're basically just gearing up to they're going to lose some guys. They're retooling for next year. But in the second round, they go out and get the tight end. His first name's Dallas, so whatever, fuck that. We'll figure it. Hopefully it gets it changed. They get the 5'9" corner from Pittsburgh. Now, to me, that seems like, they lost Patrick Robinson in free agency in their nickel corner. But the only thing with that pick is he never played nickel corner. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe he can adjust. And then you go out, you get the high upside, low risk, and the pass rush. What do you think of that guy? What do you compare him to, Cody?
I saw he has very similar measurables to Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay.
Plus he has dreads, so I think the comparison fits. You just got Jadeveon Clowney.
Okay. Yeah. And then what do you think?
Busted kneecap.
What do you think of? They got a guard from I think it was Nevada. He'll probably make the team or be a backup, whatever. But what do you think of the Australian rugby player? 6'8". How much did he weigh? 345?
Yeah, I think that's what you should do in the 7th round. Just take guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what is his position exactly? Like, is he
Tackle.
just
tackle? But we'll see.
Wow.
Maybe like goal line fullback.
Yeah.
Short
That'd be
yardage.
cool.
He's an athletic freak. I think his 40 was like. Do you know what his 40 was?
I don't know, but he had 10% body fat.
Yeah.
He
So
couldn't lose any
Wait,
more
what?
weight.
345 pounds with 10% body fat.
What a freak, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
He just blew up a bunch of little Australians in his rugby highlights.
Who was the last rugby player? Wasn't there a rugby player a couple years ago?
Oh yeah,
Played for the
Jared
Niners,
Hayne.
right?
Yeah.
He didn't work out well.
Yeah, he sucked.
Yeah, but he played running.
That was a Trent Baalke pick though. So like, all his players were always reaches. Like Marcus Lattimore.
Okay, so that concludes our draft recap. Now, we got a couple takes here before we end the show. Where do you guys think Des Bryant's going to land?
Redskins. I think Daniel Snyder is going to fucking break free from his jail cell that they've kept him in the owner facility. And he's going to get on the phone. He's going to call him up and offer him like a 10-year, $100 million contract.
What do you think?
I actually agree with Cody. I thought the Redskins was, definitely somewhere that he could land. I also thought for a while that Green Bay might be somewhere he would land too, but I don't know.
I like that take.
Yeah.
I think he could still very well land in Green Bay, but I think that's up to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's going to be completely up to Aaron Rodgers whether he goes to Green Bay or not.
If Des ever wants to have, if he ever wants to resurrect his career, he's going to have to play for, a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, a really elite quarterback like the Patriots.
Like Alex
I
Smith.
could see him going there. They're known to take those crazy receivers like Randy Moss
That's true.
and Deion Branch.
Absolutely. Okay, well, last things. Any last words anybody wants to say for the Rooftop podcast? Cody?
I'll see you next week.
See you next week. Lorenzo?
It was a pleasure being here. Great talk, and hopefully I can be back soon.
Yeah, we hope to have you back soon. It was great having you.
Absolutely.
Chris, you going to join us midway through every episode?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So
Fuck it.
fuck it.
Okay, and last things that I do want to say is I want to thank everybody that listened last week. My goal for last week's episode was 10 views, 1 subscriber. We are now up to 90 views on the first Rooftop episode and 11 subscribers. Let's get that to 20 subscribers and 150 views for this episode. Alrighty, thanks everybody. Peace!